What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. We are back. Zac Graham here for FTNDaily.com, ready to preview Game Week 9 on the MLB side of things over at Sorare. First things first, if you have not signed up for Sorare yet, maybe you have no idea what Sorare is. Let's talk a little bit about it. Sorare is a sports fantasy game and marketplace featuring officially licensed digital player cards from the MLB, NBA, and global football. With Sorare, you own and build teams, buying, selling, collecting, and trading officially licensed digital player cards and compete with them in fantasy games to win rewards week over week and season over season, just like professional sports owners and GMs. Rewards in these contests include player scarcity cards and real life rewards, such as tickets to games, autographed jerseys, gift cards, VIP experiences, and more. Bringing the physical and digital world together, Sorare is the future of fantasy sports, taking ownership to the next level, a true dynasty game in which players own their cards forever. And if this interests you at all, again, and you haven't signed up at Sorare yet, you can use the link in the description of this video. And the thing about that is when you sign up through that link, you're going to get a free limited card. Now, that's after the first 5 purchases you make on the primary Sorare marketplace, but a 6th limited card for free there. It's a great way to jumpstart your scarcity card collection here on Sorare. And I guess I will add that if you sign up, you don't have to go and purchase these cards to play the game. Once you sign up, you're going to draft a lineup of common cards, and you're going to be able to enter those cards into these contests, the minors. Well, first, you're going to start off with the prospect competition. The prospect contest is for all new Sorare managers. Only new Sorare managers can participate in that contest. So that's why you don't see the prospect competition in my game lobby here, but you'll also have the minors, the common all-star contest. Big difference between those two. The minors, if you have won a limited card or one of the more scarce cards, a rare, a super rare, a unique card, those managers cannot participate in the minors contest. So you can see I've got a draft of a lineup in there. The difference between the minors contest and the common all-star. Common all-star, all managers are eligible, and there's only 100 limited cards up top in that one in terms of scarcity card rewards. The minors competition has 200, so some big differences there. And then the majors competition, you can use common cards to get into this majors competition, 200 limited cards up top. But limited cards get a 40% scoring bonus over common cards in that majors competition. So unless you've got that limited card collection built out, I would avoid that until you can field that full 7-player roster of limited scarcity cards. But let's check the marketplace before we go. You saw that reward waiting. It wasn't a great week for our minors lineup, but we'll take it. I think a tier 3 reward is what we're looking to rip open here in a minute. But if you are looking to purchase cards on the marketplace for Game Week 9, no secret here. Targeting cores is something we do in DFS. Every slate, there's a game in cores, or at least we're heavily weighing our options on whether to stack up cores or fade the ownership. But here on Sorare, game weeks last from Monday to Thursday and then Friday to Sunday. And the scores are cumulative there. So if we're stacking up hitters from cores, we're getting their cumulative scores from the entire series. So that's something I think we should continue to do on the Sorare side of things, not just if you're coming over from the DFS streets. So Arizona traveling to Colorado this weekend. So we can look at guys. I mean, I guess the first guy off the top of the head, we're looking at somebody like Corbin Carroll, right? One of the top rookies in baseball. $64 low ask for that Corbin Carroll. And again, one more reminder, we saw just on Monday, Sorare roll out this new feature in the marketplace where they group all of the available cards together here. You can toggle that setting on and off here. So if I want to see all of the Corbin Carroll limited cards, I can click that single card button there. It expands all of them out. And again, you see no 2023 Corbin Carroll limited cards available. There's a rare card, a little over $1,200, but if you want to pick up a Corbin Carroll right now, you can do so. That reduced XP for a 2022 card, but you can win one of those on the auction market. So I guess let's also, like, we've been using the Goldschmidt meter, the Goldschmidt market check, whatever we want to call it. We can just look at Corbin Carroll here for the same type of example. I still think it's going to show that we want to be trying to win auctions for these cards because it'll save us a few dollars here and there. And if you're really playing the market, that can start to add up. So you look at his latest auction, $62, $63. 3 days ago, a Corbin Carroll limited went for $55. So with the $64 low ask and all of these being 2022 cards, I think it is still more beneficial to build out your collection through that auction feature. It's a lot slower. So if you need a Corbin Carroll, you want to run him out there today for the 3-game set in Coors this weekend, you're going to have to pick up one of these 2022 cards in all likelihood. Some of these other Diamondbacks we could look to, especially if you're on more of a budget here and not trying to throw down $64 for one of your 7 cards. We could look at Ketel Marte, a couple other guys, the more familiar names there. $13 low ask. You can see just 40 cents more for that 2023 card, and the difference in XP 5.5 there. Just a maximum of 3. Look at this card down here for $30 with that 4% XP bonus. Let's group these cards back together and continue through some Diamondbacks options here. I mean, we could talk Gurriel. Let's see, make sure I'm spelling Lourdes right. So Gurriel under $13 for a Lourdes Gurriel Jr. limited, and that is a 2023 card there. So that's not a bad option if we're looking to pick up some Diamondbacks in the market. And then Christian Walker under $14. Again, that is also a 2023 card. So I think if I'm going to pick up some Diamondbacks in the marketplace, it's probably going to be those last 3 compared to a Corbin Carroll. But again, I think anybody who's going to play 2 or 3 games in Coors this weekend on the Diamondback side of things, certainly a viable play or a viable purchase. We can't really overlook the Rockies either, because despite their poor record, I think just 8 wins on the young season so far, they're back home in Coors, and the stats will come for some of these guys. So Chris Bryant, less than $14 right now. You see that is a 2023 version of the Chris Bryant limited. CJ Cron, $10, 2023 available for him. So maybe some of these limited cards, or the players that don't have their 2023s really littering that manager sales marketplace yet. Seems like the kind of lower tier guys, the more secondary, that step below all-star, we'll put it nicely, right? Those guys maybe having more 2023 options available on the direct manager sales marketplace here compared to guys like Goldschmidt or a young guy like Corbin Carroll. So maybe also something we're seeing, maybe a shift down at the lower tiers of these players. Let's see, Ryan McMahon is another name we could look at, $9 there. Charlie Blackmon, Blackmon well past his prime, I think, at this point, but still suiting up for the Rockies. $8 low ask for a Charlie Blackmon. And then, I guess Jurickson Profar is out there, old ex-Ranger prospect, didn't work out so well for Texas, but now in Colorado, $8 low ask for a Profar 2023. So obviously love that matchup. We're going to target Coors throughout this season. But I think a secondary option here, and we've picked on the Athletics a little bit, to pretty good success over the last few game weeks. Cincy traveling to Oakland. Oakland just comically bad at this point of the year. So hopefully for their fans, they see some improvements soon. But for our fantasy purposes here on So Rare, targeting guys like John India, $18 low ask for that 2023. I think you can get a 2022 for a few dollars cheaper. Looking at somebody like TJ Friedel, and I'm misspelling Friedel there, and I left Jonathan in there. So bear with me, trying to type here. TJ going for just under $6. So not a bad option there. We could look at somebody like Spencer Steer. We could look at Spencer Steer, by the way, $25 low ask for that 2023 card. And then How about Tyler Stevenson? They're less than $8 for a Stevenson 2023 card. So I don't hate some of those options from the Reds going up against Oakland. Like, it's not the best park, obviously, but they're just giving up runs. I mean, I believe the Athletics right now are 5-21, I think. Yeah, 5-21. They've given up 212 runs, a run differential of negative 113. So I do not hate targeting those Cincy bats. Let's go ahead and build out our common lineup this week. So we go to the lobby for game week 9. We'll open up our reward here first, see if we can use that tier 3 common reward here. Just a very middling lineup last week. Chris Sale was not the move in my extra spot. We'll take the Whit Merrifield. Maybe would have liked that a few years ago when he was leading off for the Royals. I think some better outlooks then for a guy like Merrifield, but we'll take that, add it to our common collection. We'll go ahead and trash this placeholder here. And I guess just take a look at what we had last week. So again, really mediocre finish there. Snell letting us down with just 15. Sale, like I said, -1. The rest of the lineup was not bad. Nate Lowe, 39. Jared Kelenic has been solid for me since getting that reward a few weeks ago. Sal Perez bounced back with 23. Jose Alvarado there for Philly. Another solid week at the relief pitcher spot. Jonah Heim coming down off the high of the previous series when him and Adolis Garcia nearly led us to the promised land. Let's go ahead and build this minors lineup for this weekend. I'm going with Hunter Green, taking on the Athletics. How could I not? So he's slotted in, easy choice at starting pitcher. Jose Alvarado obviously been extremely solid, 22 or more so rare points in each of the last 3 game weeks. And we see a 19, not bad there in game week 5 either. But they're traveling to Houston to take on the Astros. And I know the Astros have been a little up and down to start this season, but that's not a team I'm really trying to target. So I think Dylan Floro is going to be my option here. The upside has not been as high as Alvarado the last few weeks, but I think I would much rather target a team like the Chicago Cubs than the Astros, even though they're both sitting on it. I think Cubs may be a half game up in terms of actual record here compared to the Astros. But I'll take Floro this week in my relief pitcher spot. I'm going right back to Nate Lowe. I think Moncada might have to be a swap for me this weekend because the back issue just not super promising in any sport. So give me Nate Lowe. Give me Sal Perez. Again, give me Chris Bryant in cores. My extra hitter this week, let's see what Witt's been doing out there for the Jays. Very solid week for him last week, but no big scores. That's never been his thing. It's not a power hitter. He's 34 now. So we've got other guys like, I do that, I feel like, at least once a week. Gunnar Henderson, still, I think, kind of working his way to being a consistent option. Kelenic, I think, is the choice for me here, going up north of the border against Toronto. Between him and Jonah Heim, I would love Jonah Heim. Again, I'm a Rangers fan, fair weather fan at best. So I'm back this year. And Jared Kelenic, I think, just a little bit more high floor option with a decent ceiling on him as well. So we'll go with Kelenic. And then in the flex spot, am I going to go back to Chris Sale? I don't know. Taking on the Guardians this week, he's been extremely hit or miss. We know -1 for us in game week 8, but 33 back in game week 6, then a 9, then a 23. So he's got like a 500 record for us so far as a probable pitcher. And, I think I'm going to go ahead and slot in Jonah Heim here at home, taking on the Yankees. I believe Garrett Cole just pitched last night in the first game of this 4-game set. So we're catching the other 3 games with no Garrett Cole. So Jonah Heim going to be my final player in there. I think first time this season I haven't used another starting pitcher in that flex spot. So we are locked and loaded. One last reminder too, you can check out these starter packs that they've got. Jump starts you with a 7-player lineup. You can look at some of these. This lineup up here would have been 40th last week in the limited all-star contest, 33rd here, 11th down here, 15th. So again, these cards that they're offering as bundles for $69, it's a very nice price And an easy way, if you don't want to scour the market or try to sit in the auction lobby, you can buy a starter pack here and have a lineup ready to go for the weekend. So that'll do it for us here on the Game Week 9 preview. Again, if you have not signed up for Sorare yet, make sure you click the link in the description of this video. Get that offer to get that free limited card after your first 5 purchases on the primary marketplace. Good luck this weekend in Game Week 9, and we'll see you back here on Monday for Game Week 10. Good luck this weekend. Thanks for tuning in. See you on Monday.